Yeah, this is Ray Bang Bang Hill. Please press the like button and subscribe. Um, Yesterday, I was looking at some podcasts of people, and I was looking at Tommy Marvin Herbert when he interviewed Tommy Jituboh, yeah, and he didn't really give enough time to talk. I don't mean, I mean, me and Tom, I mean, not me and Tom, but Tom and myself was in Chelmsford Prison. I think it was about 78. I remember Tom on the freeze. I don't think I'm not quite sure if he was on C Wing or if he was on B Wing and he won through to C Wing, yeah. But it was very, very fast, very agile. He can have a right fight, Tom. I mean, he can have a right fight. There's a lot of people that said it to me that he ain't no fool, mate. He can have it off. And I was with a guy called Peter Lyons, and we were sort of talking and we're looking up at Jituboh, and then he looked down and said, "What's up? You got a problem?" And Peter said, "Leave, mate." I mean, I think Peter would have stabbed him up, but I mean, Tommy was no fool. Tommy was no fool. He could have a right row, and I think Sir Peter would have had a bit of an handful there. I don't think that me and Tom would have really had a row. But anyway, he looked a bit of an handful, Tommy Jitterbug, and and to do what he said he did, cut the dreads off. I mean, the dread was no fool, mate. The dread could have a right row. He's talked about some bad people. I mean, he was a Rastafarian, come Yardy, but Tommy Jitterbug is supposed to have cut his locks off, and I remember that, as I say, the dread being down Howard Road, a club called the Graveyard that I used to run with a guy called Cuffy, and he said when I was down there, he cut the geezer's head off with a machete over the pool table. So he must have been a bit of an handful, Tommy Jitterbug, and I don't think Marvin let him say what he had to wanted to say. I don't think he mentioned Chelmsford Prison. I'm not quite sure. I didn't really look into it that much, but as I say, I looked into it a little bit, and I thought, yeah, I was in prison with him, Chelmsford Prison, and I'm so pleased the way he's pulled his life around. You know what I mean? Because at that time I wasn't on drugs, never touched a drug then. I didn't touch a drug till the 90s. Got on a crack really bad. Tommy Jitterbug, I don't think Tommy Jitterbug was doing what he was doing in the 90s. I can't really remember, but I can remember seeing Tommy Jitterbug down Queensway, and also around Bagley's and the Cross nightclub at the back of King's Cross and Euston. I remember seeing him then. That was in the around the 80s, 90s. I remember seeing then. Some people. Then he told me, he said that on that Marvin Herbert's turnout that he was tying people up, nicking all their drugs and all that. I never see that, but maybe he was. I mean, I was on. It might have been when I was on a crack. I can't really remember. It's such a long time ago. But when I met him in prison in '78, he was an handful, mate. Tommy Jitterbug, and I'm really pleased the way he's pulled his life around. It's like, I mean, I tell people I pulled my life around. I pulled my life around because I was on crack cocaine for a long time, 8 years, mate, 8 years, and I mean, I was robbing people 24/7. I was doing it all the time. I mean, I never stopped. Honestly, I never stopped. Every day you have to have money to go on that stuff. I used to spend between £500 and £1,000 a day. People will laugh at you. I'm not joking. I'm serious here. And that's what happens when you're on that crap. I mean, I remember when I come out of when I wasn't in my place in Kingston, and I took a lot of money to Brentford when I was living in the docks at the time, and me and a girl that I met, Ario and Borio, and her sister Tamara, and her sister Tamara, Ario, we went to the Radisson Edwardian in Heathrow Airport, and we had a big suite there. And listen, I done 14 grand in 2 to 3 days on crack cocaine and bottles of champagne. I mean, people might go, nah, I'm telling you, 14 grand. More like I done about 4 grand. They girls nicked about 10. But, I mean, I'm about how much you can do on that stuff, And Tom, The way Tommy's pulled his life around is unbelievable, because he was on it really, really bad. I mean, come on, I was on it really, really bad. I pulled my life out because I had to, because I was an IPP. IPP saved my life, and it did save my life. You know what I mean? So I mean, I've done nearly 20 years at IPP. I'm hopefully that it's going to be lifted soon. I've been out nearly 10 years now, so hopefully it'll be lifted, and I can start my life again. Yeah, but not start my life again. I'm doing this book. Yeah. I mean, this book's really important to me, yeah, because it's going to be a good book. Yeah, everyone's going to love my book, mate. I mean, there's so many stories in it, and good stories too. You know, it beats all the other books. I'm hoping for other things to come out of the book, but everybody should read it. I mean, it's a bit sad in stages, and it's a bit lively in other stages, yeah. But it's good. It's a good book, mate. And I mean, I think we've done about nearly 100,000 words now. I don't know if we're going to do any more, but it's a lot. It's a lot, you know. I mean, I talk and talk and talk. I mean, I remember so much about my life. It's unbelievable. I mean, I can tell stories now, but it ruins the book. It just ruins it, and I don't want to do that, yeah. But obviously, I tell stories, but I leave a lot out of it because I have to. But what I do, I tell stories about my life, right, so that people know, kids know, yeah, kids know that what I've gone through in my life and how happy I was at one stage because I was taking so much money, having so much money. All of a sudden, you think it's never going to end. All of a sudden, that door gets kicked in, and then it all goes. Everything's took from you that you worked so hard for, you know, and you never work for it. You're going out taking money, you know, you're going out taking it, yeah? And then the door gets kicked in, all your money goes. You go to prison for a long, long time, and you come out. Your mum dies, your dad dies, your family don't want to know you. Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. It isn't worth it, mate. To lose all that, to lose all your family. You know, like families meet together, they go around each other's houses, have dinner, and all that. I mean, my family is different to me. I mean, the only ones I've real conversations with now is my big sister. Even my big sister is she's beautiful, my big sister. And my brother Keith, and I've got Bobby, and my sister Jackie. But they're different. It's a different, my conversation is so different to what they talk about. And I say, they all go around each other's houses, have dinners and bits and that. I don't go around. I've never been around them at all. You know, and it's hard, isn't it? You know, they all go around and chat, but I couldn't go around there. I wouldn't feel comfortable anyway. Even they invited me. There's no conversation there at all. It's a complete waste of time. They'll be talking about work, gardening, and whatever they work. I mean, I'll be talking about other things. So it's completely different. That's why I get on with my mate Terry here, because he talks about what I talk about. We talk about the same thing, really. I mean, when you've been in prison for a big bit of your life, yeah. I mean, believe me, the conversations you have in prison and the people you meet in prison is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's a different world. It's a world that everybody out here wants to see, wants to know about, yeah? Because it's different. It's different. Out here is one world. In there is a different world. Four walls, that's it. It's a different world. Things happen in there you'd never believe, mate. Things go on in there you'd never believe. It's a different world. And our world, when we come back out of prison, it's hard. You know, you get the probation. I mean, you have to do it. You get probation. You get people like that say to you, right, you can't mix with anybody that's been in prison. You've been in prison most of your life. Who else do you know? Who else do you talk to? There's no conversation with anybody. You can't really have a comment. I remember years ago, yeah, young kid, 60s, end of the 60s, you come down the road and anybody that's been in prison, no one will talk to them. Maybe one person down that road, two people maybe. Now, you walk down the road, nearly every person down that road has been in prison. For the families or whatever. They know someone. It's crazy now. It's the way it is. You know, the way it is mad. But I'm on about it, people go 3 months, 2 months and all that. But, you know, but in my times, what conversations have I got? It's about prison, yeah? about prison life and what I've done for my life. And believe me, mate, you wouldn't believe it. There's so much fantastic things that go on. You know, your life's crazy, man. Crazy out here. People it's just strange that you don't. There's no conversation. It's so strange, you know what I mean? You just can't. People want to know about what's going on in there, and 9 times out of 10, the people want to know about it as the people who put you in there. They're usually a jury or something like. I mean, and they, you know, and people that read papers and books and things like that and go, "Oh my God, that's terrible," but they read it because they like it. They like to know what goes on. You know what I mean? And gangsterism and all that. It's crazy to think we're so different. Anyway, look, this is Bang Bang Ray Hill. Please press the like button and subscribe. I know I've got on a bit, and sometimes I get tongue tied to say things I've already said, but you know, I've tried. Anyway, take care and have a nice day. Bye bye.